Hello everyone, hope everyone's doing well today. And today just wanted to do a quick look of a pen, and which is the Pilot Custom 74. And I'll give you a little bit of backstory as to why I'm not using it that much and why I pretty much have been using the Platinum 3776, which I did an unboxing of about 2 weeks ago, versus this particular pen. So first of all, take a look at the pen. It's loaded right now with Waterman Mysterious Blue, which is, I tend to load pens with this ink to kind of test it out before I move on to other types of inks, because it's of good ink flow from Waterman. So first impressions when I first got this pen, if you look at it, it looks pretty nice, you must agree, right? So I got the version in transparent blue. There are lots of other color combinations of this pen that you can get. Obviously you can get the plain black with gold trim. You can get other colors as well, but I thought that, and I think the internet probably agrees, this is the most popular color, and the one that I think a lot of people think looks the best. So it's transparent blue, like I mentioned. The ends or the finials are kind of a smoky gray. I hope it comes through in the camera. The clip is nice and tight, and it's probably finished in some sort of chrome finish. You can see the text on the band up here. It says Custom 74 Pilot and made in Japan. I'm just putting the cap aside. It's not a heavy cap, which is always nice, right? Which I'll get to when I start writing. Doesn't affect the balance too much. And looking at the nib, so this is what they call in pilot sizing terminology, it's a number 5 nib. It's not terribly big, nor is it terribly small. I guess it's the Goldilocks sizing. As you get to the higher end pilot pens, they get really large, but I think it looks fine, albeit just a tiny bit small sometimes when you kind of look at it. The section here is not too bad. I mean, I feel relatively comfortable writing with it. It tapers down a little bit, as you can tell, right? And the kind of length here is, it's not too short, which is good. I'm one of those people who likes to leave the sticker on. I know that people who are like hate the sticker and then they peel it off immediately for all these pilot pens. I tend to keep the sticker on just to kind of remind myself without opening up the pen what's the nib size. And the other thing about this pen, which is noteworthy, it's for a not too expensive pen. I guess it's a mid-ranger. It costs about probably slightly over $100. So how much I paid for it, $100 US. It's probably the cheapest pen that the Pilot offers that comes with Con 70, which is this huge converter that you push down here to fill up ink with. As you can tell, I've not filled it up all the way, just fill it up with a little bit of ink and I've normally I fill it up to here, and I've pretty much exhausted the ink over the last few weeks or months. Okay, a brief writing sample of this pen. So this is the Pilot Custom 74, and it's in fine. And it's, if you can see on the page, I mean the letters it writes is pretty fine, right? So basically it's and it's good for this type of paper, not the very high-end paper for writing. I think it's good for note-taking. In terms of softness of the nib, it's not a flexi nib, right? So it doesn't have that. You can push it a little bit, and all you'll get is just a little bit more ink laid down on the end of the pen stroke. But I don't think, you know, softness is one of the characteristics of this particular nib which I got, which was just a normal fine for Pilot, right? So it is smooth, with a tiny bit of feedback, not a lot, right? But it is a decent writer, I would say. As you saw from this, when I actually smeared the ink, it's not that it's super wet, but it lays down a nice amount of ink. You would never say that it's a very dry writer. In terms of comfort, it is, I tend to write it unposted because it is long enough to put, you know, to rest on the hand like this, and the weight would actually be focused on the rear part of the pen not because the pen is heavy, but because the converter is rather substantial. As you can see, the Con 70 has this big metal piece down here, which definitely puts the weight of the pen to the back. If you were to post it, it would be, I think, too much, right, balance-wise. So to close off this quick look, I just wanted to give some of my thoughts in terms of who this pen is for. So it definitely is a pen for the upgrader, someone who would be considering upgrading from maybe the cheaper pens out there, maybe the Pilot Metropolitan, maybe one of the Moonman or one of the Jinhao pens, which I've spoken about in the past, and you wanted to get a 14K gold nib in kind of the 100, you know, slightly more or slightly less than the $100 price range. I think this would be one of the considerations in that price bracket. Of course, you know, the Platinum 3776 is also a pretty strong contender. I would say that I like the nib more for the 3776, and it's probably not a fair comparison because when I got the Pilot, I could have gotten the soft fine, and then maybe that would be fairer. But I really do like the nib of the 3776 more, right? When I write with it, definitely feel a lot more of the springiness of the gold, and it's a, you know, very nice feedback that I get. Another pen which you might want to consider, and the 3776 is slightly cheaper than the Custom 74, is another point. Another pen that you might want to consider is actually the TWSBI 580, right? If you would compare the Pilot and the TWSBI, they're roughly the same size. I mean, the TWSBI is definitely chunkier, right? It's thicker, and it's, you know, there's a lot of other things that are different about the TWSBI Diamond 580 AL. I mean, first of all, the nib is not gold, right? However, it's a very good writer because it's a Jowo nib. And the other thing is, obviously, it's a piston filler rather than a cartridge converter pen. But it is definitely going to be cheaper than the Pilot, and you might enjoy this more, right? Your mileage might vary. Okay, so to sum up, good pen, I like it. Maybe not as much as I like the other pens that I have. I will definitely keep this in rotation. However, it's a nice pen and definitely you should consider it. So again, thanks for watching today's video. Really hope you learned something from it. Give your comments in the comments box as usual, and hope that you subscribe to support this channel. Really helps, and I hope to see you next time. Thanks very much.